My bad. My phone keep getting maximum recording time and all this bullshit. So anyway, he's like, I need you to, unlock these doors so, what I'm saying, we can get in the back seat or whatever. And he's like, I can't do that. This is my job. I'm a cab driver. I got to do my job. Like, if you do anything to her, I'm going to lose my job. And the dude was just like, I don't give a fuck about all that. Like, you need to unlock this door. So at this point in time, my grandma finally fucking comes out the damn post office. I don't know why the fuck he couldn't come earlier. But anyway, so she finally comes out the fucking post office. So now she's freaking out because she sees the damn cab surrounded by these motherfuckers. So she running down the steps like, ah. And she was a big woman. And I think, honestly, that was the first and the last time I ever seen my grandma run. Oh, God rest her soul. But yeah, so she run into the cab and shit. She freaking out. And she was like, get the fuck away from my granddaughter. Get the fuck. It's like, I don't even know what all she was saying, but she was just going out like yelling, screaming, just waving her hands and shit, acting crazy. So she get to the cab. So they don't even want to, like, they blocked her off to where she couldn't even get in the motherfucking cab. So now I'm like, oh fuck, you got me fucked up. So now I'm trying to get out the motherfucking cab. It was just a big ass mess, but finally, the cab driver, diffused the situation or whatever, and me and my grandma end up getting home safely, untouched, unharmed. Because telling you, like, that's what I be saying. Like what I was saying earlier, like I was just raised different, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just cut from a different cloth, but you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway. So I don't even know what made me lead into that conversation. Oh, so being with my daughter's dad was the first time I ever dealt with racism other than that. You know what I mean? So I had got moved to this place. I ain't gonna say the name, but this city that was mainly like white people or whatever. It's only like maybe 10 black people in the whole motherfucker town and shit. So it fucked me up coming from Cincinnati, you know what I'm saying? Which it was a mixture because, believe it or not, I had a Vietnamese lady who lived on the right side of us when I was growing up. And she was married to a black guy, so, their kids was mixed. And then on the left-hand side of me, we had a white lady and her kids and stuff, and we all used to play. So I didn't really grow up with that, you know what I'm saying, like, segregation and shit. Like, I knew about it, but, you know what I'm saying, I never really got ever treated any different from anybody until I actually moved to this town. To where they could just ride by niggers and throw shit at you and, try to spit on you while they driving by and just make you go to prison type shit. You know what I mean? And then when you fight them or you fuck one of them up, they look at you like, oh, you doing this because all black people do this. You're violent and you're this and you're that and you're you know what I'm saying. You're animals and that's why you just attack innocent people. It's fucking innocent, bitch. You know what the fuck this bitch did to me, but they don't fucking care. They don't fucking care what the fuck they did to you. As soon as you beat the brakes off one of these bitches, your ass gone, they ass home. Bullshit. But anyway, so that was the first time being in that city or whatever. That was the first time that, I ever dealt with, just outright racism like that. So what I had got with my daughter's father, like her grandparents were like that, like her granddad was a pastor, and her grandma worked or whatever on her dad's side, but the grandma was racist, but the pastor, like, he didn't believe in, like, intermingling, but he didn't really have like a actual problem with black people. I don't know, however you figure it out. But like, he would sit, he would talk to me. He's just like, yeah, I respect you, da da da, but I just don't feel you're right for my son, and da 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 da. And like, he'd be respectful, he'd be, what I'm saying, he never say anything out the way to make you want to swing on him or nothing like that. But the mama, this bitch would get brooms and hammers and whatever the fuck. Like, cause I used to, like, I would sneak out my foster home to go see him, you know what I'm saying, and sneak and spend the night at his house, and he would do the same thing at his house, sneak and spend the night with me at my foster home and shit. So, I'm in the room, we laid up, cuddled up and shit, like, just chilling, you know what I'm saying, ready so I could cut out early in the morning before his parents get up or whatever. That motherfucking door swings open. Shoo. This bitch got a motherfucking broom. Like, get the fuck out of my house, you fucking nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, just going crazy and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but it was just a whole different. It was just different. So, when I got pregnant, it just made it even harder with him having parents like that. You know what I mean? So, eventually, later on down the line, when, Jasmine was older, they finally ended up accepting her. You know what I mean? To the point where I felt comfortable letting her go by herself, knowing that she wouldn't be called niggers or treated different, or, you know what I mean, like an outcast, or like she didn't belong and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you're not about to do my baby no type of motherfucking way, period. You know what I'm saying? She can be here and be loved. She don't even need y'all. We don't need your shit. We don't need you to buy her shit. We don't need you to see shit. You don't need to visit shit. You don't need to call shit. Motherfucker, just buy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was. You know what I'm saying? But you'll find out how she ended up getting contact with them later on in the story. But anyway, so I got pregnant, had the baby, and there's a lot of other shit in between here, like a lot of other shit, but I'm just kind of giving you the brief overview, even though it doesn't sound brief. But believe me, once you get the book, you'll be like, oh shit, yeah, I'm glad I got this motherfucker, because it goes deep. Shit goes deep, but I can only say, so much on here. But anyway, so, I had the baby or whatever, and I was, going to school. So I was like, what I'm going to do, because my foster mom that I had at the time, she didn't agree with, being with no white person, because she was black. So I was getting racism on that side, you know what I'm saying, to where she was like, well, if you had this baby, you on your own. If you don't get an abortion, you on your own. I ain't watching it, I ain't feeding it, I ain't changing it, I don't even see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck it, we don't see you then, bitch. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? You ain't changing shit. So, so I just got a job working third shift. So that way, when I got off work, I could come back, you know what I'm saying, change her, wake her up, change her, feed her real good, take her to the babysitter, go to school, come back, pick her up from the babysitter, go to my foster home, do my homework, try to get a couple mini naps in between, and then go back to work third shift for the night. So that was my routine for a while. But it was cool. So anyway, after that, I ended up leaving that foster home not too long after that. And they ended up sending me to another foster home in a different city. So I get there, I'm there maybe like 6 months, and it's cool. It's like a white family or whatever. I was the only black girl there, but they was cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't try to act black or try to change up because I was there, and I respected that. Like, they was just their motherfucking self. They let me be my motherfucking self, and together it was motherfucking cool. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have no problems with the people, the other siblings or whatever, the other foster kids. Didn't have no problems with her real kids. Didn't have no problem with her. It was cool. So one day, I was saying, I don't even know how the shit came up, but I was talking about, my daughter's dad, because, with me moving back and forth and stuff to all these different homes, I'd always lose contact with friends that I made, people I was trying to, be boyfriend, girlfriend with, whatever. Like, I'd always lose contact because I never know when the fuck they just going up, well, come on, you gone. You know what I'm saying? So, and they just go to school the next day like, what the fuck happened? She just never comes back. Like, that was my story. I was the bitch that would appear and disappear and then never come back. So anyway, me and my daughter's dad had ended up losing contact and shit. But I knew like how to get in contact with him, you know what I'm saying? Because the house that he owned, like that land or whatever in the church that his dad preached at, was like passed down through generations and generations. So I knew it wasn't never gonna get sold or go nowhere, or they wasn't gonna never move, you know what I mean? And if they did, it would be more family in there anyway that would know how to contact them. So anyway, we was sitting at the table talking one day, and you know what I'm saying, I was telling her about my son's dad, and she was like, well, what's his name? And I told her his name, and she's like, is his mom named I was like, yeah. Daddy named Boo-Boo? I was like, yeah. That's my motherfucking cousin. And I'm like, what? Yeah, that's my motherfucking cousin. So she runs in the room, gets this motherfucking photo album, and show the fuck enough. It was her motherfucking peoples and shit. I'm just like, oh my God. So that's how they ended up, you know what I'm saying, getting contact with her. Because I was to the point, like I said, I ain't want no child support. I ain't give a fuck about that, none of that. You know what I'm saying? If I could have gotten in touch with him by himself, I wouldn't mind him visiting her. But his family, I was cool. So, they started coming over, visiting, So, they was like, well, we don't believe this is our son's child and all this other bullshit. Had a paternity test. It was his, because I was seeing another dude anyway. So, they kept trying to say, well, it's probably his, So, it was just a bunch of shit. But because we had been broke up. Like, we actually broke up. Me and her dad broke up before I even found out I was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it was his. So I was like, all right, you can visit with her and stuff. But when it came to the point when she coming back, talking about, my mama nigger. My mama nigger. Like, oh, hell nah. Bitch, you got me fucked up. You will never see her again. And that's what it was. So after that day, she never seen her again. And then they had another little boy, her cousin, that would be over there, that would just cuss his mom out, and they just let him pretty much rule the motherfucking house and shit. So she would come back like, yeah, bitch, you gonna do this and do this and do. And I'm a nigger. Because of the fact that I don't want to go to prison, I'm not going to state what happened after those words came out of her mouth. But what I will state is that she didn't go back over there to visit. So It was just like that. You know what I'm saying? She knew me, and that's it. It was just me and her. So after I left that foster home, I had to go into like this group home type thing for women and children. And it was fucked up how they even took me out the home, because like that was the only place that I had was actually cool. Like, yeah, I could stay here till I'm 18 and be cool. You know what I'm saying? I had a sickle cell attack because I have sickle cell anemia. And my foster mom was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, we not gonna let you go to school tomorrow or whatever. Like, she had took me to the hospital, everything. They, you know what I'm saying, end up letting me go and stuff. Like, I was feeling a little bit better, but I still was like kind of hurting, but I didn't want to stay at the hospital. So, and she knows, like, she has had plenty of sickle cell attacks with me, so she knows how I am about these fucking hospitals, and I don't want to be in there, period. I don't want to be admitted, period. So she was like, all right, da da da. So she's like, we just gonna keep you out of school a couple days. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to the school and get your work and everything, so you'll be caught up when you get there, blah, blah, blah. So the damn caseworker ended up having a problem with that and tried to say it was truancy, even though I was motherfucking sick from a sickness that they knew about since I've been in fucking foster care, and took me out of the home and put me into a group home for women and children, which was pretty much mama jail. It was a jail for mamas that had babies. Locked quarters, can't go in and out as you please. You need permission to go outside. You have to go outside with the staff. Motherfucking permission to use the phone, permission to use the TV. That was, other than juvie, that was my introduction into jail, pretty much, because that's what it was, like a pretty ass jail, pretty ass lockdown facility. But anyway, so I was in there, and I got a call one day. So they like, oh well, you know, you got a call on the phone, blah 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 blah. So I'm like, okay. So I pick up the phone. Yeah, I'm a smokeaholic, I know. But so I pick up the phone, and I'm like, yeah, hello, what's up? So she's like, Shanice? I'm like, yeah. She's like, do you know who this is? I'm like, nope. It's like, this your mom. So I hang up the phone like, are you motherfucking serious? Like, my mom is dead. Like, my mom died in prison. You really gonna call here on this motherfucking bullshit? Like, bitch, if I knew where the fuck you was, I'd fucking fuck you up. And I hung up the phone. So about 5 minutes later, they come back. Like, you got a phone call. Like, man, is it the same person? They like, yeah, man, I ain't taking that bullshit. Some motherfucker playing on, I'm about, who the fuck, matter of fact, who the fuck is it? Do you know their address? Like, what the fuck? So she's like, well, I don't know. I'll find out. And she's like, you know, acting all weird and shit. So the next day, you know, my caseworker came down and they had this like meeting with me or whatever, and pretty much told me that everything I had believed from the time I was 2 to that time, 17, was a lie, and that my mom didn't die in prison, but she was alive, and that was her on the phone, that you just cussed out. So yeah, I had to apologize for that shit. And I got to meet my mom, and you know, she told me like, oh yeah, you got 9 brothers and sisters, da 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 da. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we used to get like weekend visits to go to like our homes or whatever. So I was like, I asked my foster mom, like, okay, well, this weekend can I spend one of the days, in Cincinnati with my mom and stuff? So she like, yeah. So it didn't work out, the way we had planned or whatever. But she paid for my mom to actually come to her house, and she let her stay there, for the whole weekend with me so we could kick it. And that was cool as fuck because that was actually my graduation weekend. So she got to see me graduate, and she got to, see my daughter and everything. So it was cool. And I had pictures of, her holding my daughter and my diploma and me, and it was cute. But in between the multiple times that I've been homeless, like the photos that I've had, clothes, furniture, TV, jewelry, just a lot of shit just got threw away, and gone and shit. So, yeah. But I'm in the process of building back up my pictures and shit now. But some pictures, like that one, you just can't replace. But I always had that picture in my memory. But anyway, so she went back. So we made plans that the next visit that I would have, I would go to Cincinnati with her, but I was going to go for the whole weekend or whatever. So I went down there, got to meet my brother, Bam. I didn't get to meet my brother Jerome because he had got shot and killed. I met my sister Benita. I met my twin sisters, not my twin, but they're my sister and they're twins. Lisa and Teresa. And I got to meet my aunt Eileen. And a lot of the family, a lot of Michael, Ray Ray, a lot of the family, and I got to meet my baby sister, like the last baby, the little sister, Keisha. So I got to meet her. So, and a whole bunch of other, like I did not realize, like I had grew up always thinking, like I was the only. Well, I knew I had like brothers and sisters and stuff, but I didn't know it was like 9 of us. And it was just weird, like, being all by yourself for that long and then just one day waking up and it's like 1,000 people here like, we're your family. It fucked me up. But anyway, it was a good fuck me up, but it fucked me up. So I was meeting all of them and stuff, and she had told me that, she had brain, lung, and bone cancer, and that she didn't know how long she had to live and stuff. And then not too long after that, when I went back to the group home, she ended up dying. So got out the group home, went back to that foster parent's house. Not too long after that, I finally ended up, getting my apartment and stuff like that because, I had turned 18 so I could finally be free, finally. Got my own apartment up the street from my old foster mom. There's a Burger King across the street, so I went over there, got a job, and I ended up staying there like 3 years. I ended up being the manager and everything, so it was cool. And my manager was cool as fuck. Like all my life up till now, I've never had a manager as cool as him. Like, and his friend has sickle cell, so it wasn't none of that bullshit that I always go through where motherfuckers just think you lazy and don't want to do shit. Like, he really understood, like, and he just, like, I be up here working, like, you know what I'm saying, doing fries, doing the cash register, doing whatever, and he's just like, are you okay? You need to sit. I'm like, nigga, look, if I'm not okay, I'll let you know. Like, but right now I'm trying to work. But he was cool, though. He was sweet. So, that's how that, I think my shit about to cut off again, but that's how that went. So, while being at the apartment where I had moved to, I ended up meeting these girls. It was 3 sisters. And we had went out to the bar one night, and I ended up meeting my son's dad, and everything. So that's when my shit's about to cut off. That's when we ended up getting together and everything. So, and then